What's up guys, it's Pharah. Welcome back and happy new year to everyone. It is now officially 2017 and we are gonna start off with my first video of 2017 with some Overwatch training. And so as you can see, we're still in the winter wonderland, still getting Christmas stuff. I think it actually ends today, so by tomorrow everything will be going back to normal. But anyway, first video of 2017 is going to be about my main hero that I use the most, Pharah. And she is actually, like I said, the one that I have the most time with, which I'm actually going to show you guys right now. As you can see, already have 62 hours of game time with her versus D.Va, which is like 20 something. And you know, all the others start getting lower and lower. So D.Va, Widowmaker, and Pharah are my three mains, and then, you know, obviously Soldier 76. But anyway, first things first, as far as how to better aim with Pharah, you need to change your reticle. Okay, as you can see, what I have is the dot, which is actually most preferred, at least in my opinion, because you know, you have a better view of what's going on and you don't have to have any crosshairs blocking or covering up anything that you may need to. So what you're gonna do is gonna go to options, you're gonna go to controls, and you're gonna go here on type. Okay, and obviously by default the game is set on default, and then crosshairs, just go down to dot and choose that, and there you have it. See, better view of everything. Your crosshairs won't wind up covering anything if you're using, like, you know, the giant crosshairs or the short crosshairs. So anyway, what we're gonna do is train with how to aim with Pharah, and the best thing I can say first and foremost is take your dot, put it on a robot, and just follow it, and actually try to keep your dot on him. But you know, before you do that, obviously since Pharah's weapon is a projectile and there's travel time on it, you usually have to aim ahead of the character depending on the direction that they're moving. But you know, obviously sometimes characters can trick you and then you wind up getting a missed shot. But the farther you are away from a target, the longer the projectile is going to take to get to them. Usually its travel time is about a second, but the farther you are, then you know, it's probably going to increase to like maybe 2 seconds, so you got to keep that in mind. But anyway, as you can see, try to keep your dot on the robot as long as possible, you know, and at least till you get the hang of it. It'll give you an idea, you know, of usually the character's movement speed in Overwatch. The only exception to this obviously would be Tracer because of her blink. Who else? Soldier 76 because of his running, assuming he is running. But if it's just like standard, then he'll be moving the same speed. Of course, you know, Winston with his leaps, D.Va with her flying, and all, you know, obviously another Pharah. So, and Genji when he does his sword slash, you know, quick attack. Anyway, what you want to start doing once you get the hang of that is take your dot and try to put it slightly ahead of the robot. With the distance you're seeing is about the distance you kind of need to keep your aiming ahead of the character when they're moving in that general direction. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get it right. About like that. See, as you can see. And then when you shoot, obviously it may not be a kill, but you're gonna get a hit. The whole point of Pharah is obviously, you know, to give explosive damage and eventually even get a kill, or even get kills if assuming the enemies are already weak. But you know, like I said, keep the travel time in mind, because you know, it's not like you can keep your dot on them and fire, because obviously while they're still moving, if you keep your aim on them and shoot, your shots are always gonna miss, because you know, as the rocket is going to land where they were since they were still moving. So always aim ahead of the direction they're moving, but also, like I said, keep in mind that they could just trick you, especially if they're obviously looking at you and they see the rocket coming. So it's not, you know, it's not that hard. Sometimes it's best to catch enemies off guard when they're not paying attention. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. This is just training for now on the ground, you know, standing on a piece of platform, whatever. Just keep it, and the reason I'm doing it on a high ground is obviously because Pharah's mostly in the air. Now, once you get the hang of this, okay, you just keep training until you get better and better at it. And once you get the hang of it, the next thing that I suggest you do to better your aim is obviously still do it here in the practice range, but you're gonna have to keep it more realistic, and you're actually gonna have to start hovering over these robots and, you know, placing shots on them to miss. Not to miss, sorry, to hit. My mistake. This is, you know, because obviously this is what mostly Pharah is going to be doing when you're playing as Pharah. You're mostly going to be flying and hovering, you know, dropping bombs, you know, rocket grenades on people. Yeah, just keep hovering, practice with your aim, you know, until you get the hang of it. You know, you can launch yourself in the air when you have the rocket boost, which is L1 on, because I'm playing on PS4. And then, you know, obviously the hovering, which, if I remember right, I think it's L2. I actually can't remember right now until I'm actually playing. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, just keep hovering, play around with the robots till you better your accuracy, pretty much. You know, I tried to punch that fence to see if it breaks, but it doesn't. So, but yeah, see, keep aiming ahead of them and then shoot. And then just, you know, just to see, as long as you actually land splash damage, that means you're actually going to wind up hitting an enemy when you're actually playing. And also, you got to keep in mind, you know, that while you're doing this, there could be obstacles. So one thing that for sure you need to know is map awareness. Where you are in the map, what obstacles could be blocking your way, like pillars, rocks, boxes, stones, you know, because there's a lot of things in Overwatch. Even signposts could, you know, block your shot. So you always be map aware while you're playing as Pharah. Another thing you need to keep in mind for sure is enemy awareness, where the enemies are. And even though you're going to be you're playing as a support for your team, you know, to obviously break up enemy defense with Pharah, keep in mind the enemies, where they are, and you gotta have to prioritize which enemy is a threat and which one really isn't as much of a threat. For example, as let's say you're bombing, you know, enemies like you're doing these robots. If you're bombing like a Reinhardt or Lucio, and then all of a sudden, you know, while you're playing on the screen, all of a sudden a Widowmaker or a Soldier 76 comes up, you have to change focus and deal with that. You know, Reinhardt has to be put on the side, and Lucio, and, you know, deal with the players that pretty much you're weak against, Widowmaker, Soldier 76, McCree, as such. Anyway, I got another trick here for you. When you're playing Pharah, okay, obviously when you're aiming at an enemy, and let's say you're walking, because you know you're on the ground, you haven't launched in the air yet. If you aim at an enemy and shoot, you can actually get a 2-hit combo out of this. I'm trying to find some better robots to do it with, but let's do it with these. These are better. You know, just looking up to see if I can launch myself. I'm gonna call it a launch double shot. Okay, when you're aiming at an enemy, when you have to do this while you're on the ground. Okay, or even like on a, I guess what do you call it, a high ledge. If you're aiming at an enemy first, you're gonna, you know, obviously aim around their general area to give them splash damage, or the wall behind them, even the ground below them. Or if they're staying still, not paying attention, you can even try to go for a direct hit on them. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna shoot one rocket and then immediately launch yourself up. And as you launch up, you know, obviously keep your aim focused on them, or, you know, in their general area, and shoot a second rocket right away, and you pretty much get two free hits. So, you know, let's give this a try again. I'm gonna get ready, and we're gonna shoot one and then jump. Okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, see, it gave the other one splash damage too. Just think of it as two enemies. Okay, let's try this. Let's try hitting the wall behind him slightly. Okay, well, he already died. Gave the other one damage. Okay, well, that was 3 shots right there. You know, let's wait for them to rebuild themselves, and we'll try this again. Remember, 1 shot, launch yourself in the air. Not the hovering with the wasting fuel. You have to launch yourself. That way, you know, you can immediately get up, because once you hit them, obviously they're gonna look at you and maybe, you know, even fire back. So you gotta like do this quick. You gotta shoot one. Let's get rid of him first. He already took damage. Yeah, let's wait for him to rebuild back up. Okay, here we go. Launch one, shoot one, launch, and then jump, and then shoot another. Okay, well, see, that one took 3 rockets because the second one kind of lost track. So, but you get the general idea. Anyway, that's pretty much my first video as far as training with Pharah. For those of you who would like to use Pharah, and now I heard that, you know, some people that like Pharah like to using her because they played Quake. I've never played Quake. I've actually, I'm an OG gamer, so I've come from video games way back from the old Sega system. And what I liked a lot was dogfighting games like Afterburner and Top Gun and stuff. So that's why I like Pharah a lot. Anyway, hopefully you guys find this video useful. If you did, you know, don't forget to hit that like button. I hope you enjoyed, and you guys take care. Enjoy 2017, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.